Beyond the Block is an opportunity for people who are incarcerated to share their thoughts and ideas with the world.
You have an opportunity for people to come together. They bring their intelligence to one place. They're talking about some really heartfelt matters that a lot of men in the room have never spoken about with anybody.
It's all coming from the incarcerated people. We were the ones fixing the drapes and mopping the floors and setting up the tables and chairs. An event like this gives us an opportunity to really get our voices out and be heard. It's an amazing opportunity that Hudson Link has provided us.
We are more than our worst moments in time. So to give the guys the microphone to be able to speak on things other than what it is they've done wrong, but hey, at one time in my life, I actually hurt my community. I want to come up with ideas on how to help my community.
Walking in today, whole different atmosphere of energy. All the anticipation is finally here.
I must have recited the speech 500 times. I said, if you hear me talking to myself in the middle of the night, don't call mental health. It's me working on my speech. It becomes this process of all the men working together because it's a special thing.
I love myself. I think it's important that we express what our narrative is so that people can see who we are. There's a whole different dimension to us that you may not have seen, and here it is.
As of 2023 in this beautiful state of New York, there were more than 9,000 incarcerated men and women who may never be released from prison because they were serving some aspect of a life sentence. And despite having been sentenced to more than 85 years to life by the time I was 24 years old, I was in the presence of men who were not just prisoners, they were mentors. If rehabilitation and atonement are the objectives, should we not be encouraging the right to change and the capacity to hope amongst our incarcerated? Should we not be considering the humanity behind these walls? Part of the process of healing is being able to be open and honest with yourself and others about some of the things that you've been through. If we don't expose the wounds that we have, they can't be tended to.
Unresolved trauma can lead to a plethora of mental health issues in children and adults.
The process of writing my piece and being able to delve deep and share some of my personal traumas, it hasn't been easy. When you're able to share it, you get rid of it.
It's really amazing to see how many different people resonate with your story. You might have been going through your whole life feeling like you were so alone. And it's like, oh, I'm not so alone. And how did you cope? How did you get better?
I'm sorry that it took so much for me to figure out how to love myself. Once I did though, I courageously liberated myself and others from that gangster mentality.
This is a feat for me. Speaking in front of people, even socializing is a feat for me. So I feel proud of myself.
I know you've seen the breaking of a man. You've taken all you can, as if the house we made was laid across the sands. Oh Lord.
I was a kid when I came to jail and I made a mistake and I own that, and it was hard to accept that. I've been working since then to make a change, to be better and to help instead of hurt.
There's enough stress and pressure in here to break a man down to nothing. But with hope, that same stress and pressure creates diamonds. Every single wall, crevice, crack, and corner should contain different styles of inspiration to take in as you move around the facility. I want you to imagine the halls here decorated with this kind of hope. Hope is how I'm earning my second chance back to my loving mother, my beautiful grandparents, my crazy siblings, my fantastic wife who's here today.
Our wrongdoings are not who we are as a person, it's just things that we've regrettably done. But these things don't define us. We can be the ones to impact the communities that we came from.
Oh Lord, penalties for suffering can seem so hard. Dreaming the days when everything's so dark. Tried to walk good, where does that road start? Show.
For this dialogue, we have a brother who was a valedictorian of his class here. Michael Tineo is going to join us with the acting commissioner, Martuscello. Give them a big round of applause.
From your perspective, what's driving the violence and what am I not doing to change that curve?
Well, I would say for sure what's driving the violence is an inability to cope in a healthy way with the local traumas, right, that we're dealing with on top of the traumas that we've dealt with our entire lives and endured.
We deserve a seat at the table, not out of charity, but because we're capable. And you have a lot of people in prison who are rehabilitated, are ready to go home, are ready to contribute to society.
We have a lot of men here with behavioral science degrees. We're in those moments when nobody else is around, when the officer may not be there. If we could somehow work together in terms of being a person who's able to use their behavioral science degree on the ground, in the prison, and actually helping situations de-escalate.
It's difficult being guilty of a crime. That being the thing that people know you for. So I want my mother to have a time where she's not embarrassed by me, not ashamed of the things I've done, and where she doesn't feel responsible for some wrong that I did. I want her to have something to speak to that she's proud about.
The biggest thing I want people to walk away with is that they are capable of change. If you listen to the stories today, if you listen to some of the ideas today, if you look at the artwork, you can see in so many different ways the genius that's in here.
People who are incarcerated are part of your community, and we understand that you are part of our community. The process of healing requires us to do it together.